back at you again with some stock market chart talk for the upcoming week here in April. First of all, I apologize for last weekend. I was out of state, actually doing some stock training, and just didn't have an opportunity to post. I brought my little laptop and it just didn't work out. Had 15, 16-hour days of training. So anyway, I apologize for that, and here we are this week. So let's jump into her. VIX. Like always, I've been talking about the 16 level. Was actually real surprised it gave up so easy back here and rallied off the spin top doji back into the gray box of the 16 area. Remember, in the past, every time it gets near this bottom, it seems to, or not every time, but the last time it found support here, it rallied back up to 32 area. Hence, I have the gray box here. Now, you can see that it's offering quite a bit of decent support in this area now. After breaching it for 2 days, or it was closed beneath it 1, 2, 3 days, and then the 4th day here. So it's not super strong support. Again, the longer it stays on this line, the less strong it becomes. It's starting to make it a weak line and not a clear line here. But the area, I think, holds. I think the area still remains the same. A couple things to think about. I heard from a friend that, let's see, 10,000 contracts of June calls were bought by one hedge company. And then 20,000 contracts were bought by another. So of the June VIX call options. So keep an eye on it. I think we're going to see some volatility going into the summer here, like usual. And I still would not be surprised to see this thing jump up to the excuse me, to the 32 area rather quickly. The Dow, we've been watching this 156 area for quite a while. We had a real nice excuse me again, strong confirmation of this top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 days it held beneath it. Friday had a breakout. Again, Thursday, Friday, I thought we were going to see a sell-off, and it looked like the day started the way I thought, with both days ending with a strong rally into the close. So anyway, we took out the top of this 11156, and now this is going to become support. Okay. Again, I still think we're looking for Dow 12K. Maybe by the end of the summer. But I don't think we're going to get that without some pullbacks. You know, it's not going to be down, up like a rocket. It's going to be up, down type thing, normal type of up move. But now we've got this to offer support, and the key to see how strong a support will be the first test of it. Will it come back out, bounce off it, or will it take it right out real easily? If so, then obviously it's not going to be super strong support. It'll be just support. SPX, we're still in this ascending wedge here, and we're testing the top of this ascending wedge right now. This is the same line, haven't moved it or anything like that. It's rallied right back in the top of it. We have not been able to break out of it, but we haven't been dropping deep off of it like we did back here. Okay, we haven't tested this bottom line of it. We've been just bouncing off the 50. Now, a trade might be is every time we're hitting that 50, if you look at it here, the last 3 times we hit the 50, intraday we rallied hard off of that 50 moving average, ended up on a positive day. All 3 of these days started out as big negative days. So perhaps what we need to be watching for is the next time we touch this 50 and we're down 60, 70, 80, 100 points in the day, you want to be contrarian and you want to go for it, it might be a trade for you. You might be able to play intraday and get a real nice move off that 50 moving average and make yourself some coin. I'm going to be looking for it, and I should have looked for it on this day, and I did not. My loss is perhaps our gain in the future. So keep an eye on that. Let's see if we get another move down off this 50, and if we start seeing it turn around and rally into the close of the day, it might be a real good intraday long trade, okay? Let's jump down to the NASDAQ. So we got the NASDAQ here, and we got the red line that I've been talking about for quite a while. You can see that we're moving up. We took out this one here relatively easy with a gap up, okay, which is a good way to take out resistance, is a gap. Our support. The other way is to hammer through it or retest it. So now we're moving up to this one here. This is going to be, I think, is going to be pretty strong resistance. I don't think we'll gap above it. In fact, I think when we touch it, we're going to the NASDAQ is going to drag this whole market down. Again, I've been saying the NASDAQ is going to be the leader. It's been the leader on the up move, and I think it'll be a leader on the down move. You can see it was the first one to take out its resistance. It's the first one to be the strongest. We haven't had the down moves except for this day. You can see the tails have been relatively short compared to everything else. It just has not had the selling, led by Apple that everything else in the market has. Okay, so, but I'm going to watch this 2553 area closely, and I'm going to expect a pullback there. Probably a pretty significant one, I would guess, even down to the 2475 area. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Now, I want to show you something here. These are all 2-year charts. This is the Dow, okay? This is our area here that we're looking at, this 1156 that we're on. So we're on resistance here that we're making on this current move. It's not resistance off the past like these other ones were. But now we're going to come up to this 12,000. You keep hearing me here talk about 12,000. I think this area here is showing us a key area where we're going to see some resistance in this move up on the Dow. When it comes up in here, it's going to be in this gray box area. It could be anywhere in here because it's not a clean line. But you can see why I think there's clear area here. Nothing's going to happen here. There's no areas in the past that are going to give us really strong resistance. I mean, here at the 11,387 area, probably a little bit. And then again at 11,558 area, a little bit. But really, technically, if you look over here, the strongest is going to be around this 11,750 to 12,000 area. And with the NASDAQ, we're right near this strong resistance. So this is why I think we're going to get a pullback. This is off a top that was tested twice, and I don't think we're going to break through that on the first try. Okay, we might test it once and retest it, then break through, but I really don't think we're going to take it out with a gap or the first time through. It was tested twice and held twice, and I think it's going to do the same again. Same thing with RUT. This line was tested 3 times before it had a big sell-off. I do not think we're going to bust through the 760 line, 763 line without a fight. I don't think it's going to give it up easy. So those are the areas I'm watching on all 3 of those main indices for some resistance to show up. Let's look at some regular charts, shall we? And of course, by regular charts, I just mean some stock charts. Let's start with PFE, Pfizer. Pfizer had a real nice top here. Almost, could have been almost a head and shoulders, but very loose one. Left shoulder, right shoulder area. So had a real nice head and shoulders, or just a real nice top with a real high top and then lower highs. Moving down here, we're finding support here at the 1640, and we had a real strong bullish engulfing candle here on Friday. Decent volume for it. I mean, actually really good volume for it. But what I'm watching here is to see if it's going to hold off this 200 moving average. You can see it offered support in 2 areas before it broke out. I like this to go rally into the 200 moving average, and I actually like it for a short. It's in a downtrend right now, obviously. So that's what I'm going to be watching for. Obviously, if it takes out the 200 moving average, I'm going to go long. But I kind of like this to rally into the 200 moving average and maybe stall out a little bit there. So keep an eye on that. That's what I'm going to be looking at this week. And it could, one day move. It could be in there. It might be close enough right now for it to happen. Here's CVS. This thing here, I just like it the way it's rallying off the 50 moving average. It's just on an uptrend off the 50 moving average. Had a little bit of a bullish engulfing candle here, not huge volume increase or anything like that today. But it's just been a steady climber. It took out this gap where I thought it would hold up a bit. Did not. Took out this gap, came down, almost had a nice retest, which would have been a great entry point here. But instead it's using the 50 moving average. So if things are going to hold, I mean, we're looking here at 35.50 up to 37.50, $2 move. So if it holds the pattern, holds the same, we're probably going to be looking at 38.50 from here. So a $1.50 move, not bad. You can play some options on that and make some serious coin off of that move right there. The next one is BMY. Another pharma here, and this one here is kind of doing the same type of thing. It broke out of the 20 moving average, it broke down of the 50 moving average, and now we're coming down to where I'm going to find some support, not on a moving average but on a trend line. I like this support, and the reason I like it is these tops here and this gap right here. In this area here, it seems to conform, it seems to hold. It's not clean support, it's not one like we're looking at in the past where it's going to touch the line and bounce right off. It may poke its legs beneath it a little bit before rallying, but just watch this level for support. It just seems to be a pretty decent support line off of here, and I'd be looking for at least a bounce off here, if not a reversal back up to the upside to this $28 range. If it does that, that's a pretty significant move. The clear stop area I think would be anywhere beneath 23.75. If it does break beneath 23.75, then I think you got to go short. But anything above that, I'm going to be looking for a bounce to the long side. And we have time to look at one more. Let's look at energy real quick. XLE. XLE had a real strong breakout here, but it's back up into this channel, this ascending channel that it's in here. So watch this area for a hold. This is probably going to offer support in the 60, 65 area. I'll imagine it's going to offer a little bit of support before it breaks it down. But I'm going to watch this for a hold, maybe a pullback before it comes back out and takes that out again. So we got some news coming out anyway. GDP, we got jobs numbers, all that kind of stuff. So this market could move next week. Long term, I think we're going to rally up into Dow 12K. I really do before the end of the summer. And then I think we're going to look for a sell-off from there. So this will be the AK Option Trader signing off. Trade well.